What Ogunjobi said was, I've been on a Super Bowl team, and I've been on a team that went 0-16. So I've been through a lot of stuff.
Handshake emoji, Mike Catalana, Larry Ogunjobi. I've seen some
Welcome back to the Buffalo Plus channel. Mike Catalana, Dan Fates. I am Jenna Cottrell. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. We are here in the Bills facility.
In the
Buffalo back from the bye. We're talking about what we saw today at practice, and we'll start with the biggest thing. 3 guys returning to the Bills practice field today. Max Hairston, Larry Ogunjobi, and Michael Hoecht. What do we make of that?
Well, they need help on defense, don't they?
Yes.
And so I guess it's a positive that there's 3 guys on defense for different reasons. Obviously, the injury to Max, we don't know when he's going to play. I would be very surprised if it was this week. That's a quick turnaround for him to be out there. But I think the other 2 guys are going to be on the field. They need help pass rush. They need help at D tackle, and I think they're going to play.
Yeah, I think we all kind of assumed that it'll be Miami the next time we see Max Hairston on the field, just because are you going to throw him in on the Chiefs game with all that speed? He looked like he was moving around fine. I asked him about wearing the brace because we've seen the trainers on social media say it is very difficult, nearly impossible, and no cornerback in the NFL plays with any type of brace on. So I asked him, it's definitely a smaller brace, but you could still see it through his sweatpants. And he said that he's trying not to think about it, and that he's trying to act like it's...
That's what I do with my problems.
Yes, and trying to act like it is non-existent. So maybe it's... I'm sure at some point they'd like to take the brace off before he's fully cleared to go.
Yeah.
But again, I thought he was moving around really well. That was a good sign. He said what he's learned since, the injury on July 29th, that he's, the love for football. He was happy to be out there. He was still happy to be flying around and thudding up, as he said, with the guys.
I think today was a big step, though. And I know some people might be like, okay, he was back, whatever. But one of his first practices since July.
Yep.
You saw some of the speed, and I think for a young player, this is about getting up to speed, which is a challenge, but just being back out here with his teammates. He's a young guy. He wants to be out on the field. So for him to get that first step, I think is huge.
Yeah, and I think the first step came on Monday when they were out here, because I asked him afterward about the contact, because Jordan Poyer, we had a conversation with Poyer about tackling, and he's like, hey, we got out there on Monday, and they were tackling. Like,
full pads, Poyer said.
Right, and contact. So I asked Max about that, and he's like, I was out there, and it felt good to have contact again. And I would think if you're hopeful physically for when he's going to be back, that they put him right out there on Monday at whatever form. Like he mentioned it. I don't know specifically. Obviously, we weren't there to see it, but I think that's a positive for him. And you're right. All these are steps because, his time at camp was so limited.
So limited.
And so this is all positives for when he does come back.
All right, let's talk a little bit more about the veterans, Larry Ogunjobi, Michael Hoecht being back out to the practice field. Now, they're a different story considering they've been in the league. They know what this is like. They talked about their time away from the facility, then kind of ramping up. How do you think they approached that suspension, and what was your takeaway?
We asked Michael Hoecht what it was like on game days, and he said he spent time watching on TV. He said screaming at the TV. I think you did as well, watching some of the defense.
One of us.
And also, he goes, even the people that break down film, I thought it was very interesting. Here's a guy that is in the building for the most part, knows plays, and he goes, you still don't know what assignments are. You still don't know exactly. He goes, so as soon as the game got over, he goes, I got to spend a few weeks being a football fan, and then he goes, as soon as the film got pushed to their iPads, that was the first thing he was doing in the morning, was going over the film and trying to figure things out. So I think those are guys, especially, we talk a lot about with Hairston, it's the mental side. He hasn't gone through the ups and downs. Even he said, I haven't gone through reps that were bad. Sean said he hasn't gone through good reps that you can sit there and say, do that again. And he hasn't gone through the bad reps to say, hey, don't do that again. So these guys at least have a little bit more of that understanding. Mike, I think for me, it's that pressure or trying not to do too much for both of those guys. Hoecht signs his 3-year deal, gets suspended. Ogunjobi's on the 1-year deal. You want to come in and be like, well, I'll be the difference maker. I'll solve this defensive issues. That's dangerous.
Yeah, well, that's what I asked Hoecht about that because, like you said, you sign with a new team. So I think right away you want to impress the team.
Of course.
Oh, and by the way, I'm suspended for 6 games. So now you come back and you really do have to guard against it. And then he referenced, I don't know if you guys know what he says, but all over this building is written "Do your 111th." That is the theme, right? But I think for guys like this, that's going to be difficult because he'll want to make a play, and so will Ogunjobi. Now, Ogunjobi's been around. That's why when we talk about the difference between them and Max, not only is Max Hairston coming off an injury, he's never played in an NFL game before. These guys have combined, 17 seasons, 16 seasons, whatever it is, in the NFL, so they have plenty of time. And what Ogunjobi said was, I've been on a Super Bowl team, and I've been on a team that went 0-16. So I've been through a lot of stuff, one way or the other.
He has seen some shit.
No doubt about it. Man, that had to be, it was the Lions. It had to be a winless team. So that is something
Browns?
for him. They didn't go.
No, would that have been, either way, he's seen some shit.
Yeah, he has. So for them to come back, they don't have the time on task as Buffalo Bills players in the regular season, but they had it in the preseason. They've been around the league.
Handshake emoji, Mike Catalana, Larry Ogunjobi. I've seen some shit.
I love it. It's perfect. How much do you worry, maybe not worry, but think about the aspect of, okay, yeah, these guys mentally know what it's at, but also the physically, they've done the training, but also there's nothing like football. And just worrying about the fact of, hey, these guys, you don't want to overexert because your football shape isn't quite where it would be if you were entering week 8.
Glass half full, they're fresh. I'll go there. I asked
fair.
Jordan Poyer about, where does he feel like his body is? And I know it's not one of the suspended guys, but just that fact of Poyer came in late to training camp. He didn't go through those OTAs and those grinds during the summer, and Poyer said he feels great. I wonder if a lot of those guys are feeling the same thing. They don't have the aches, the bumps, the bruises.
Yeah.
Now, will they feel that after Sunday? Because we all imagine that they're going to play in Carolina. Yeah, they're going to be more sore than the other guys, but I think that I'll look at it and say they're fresh.
Okay.
2 parts to that.
That's fair.
I remember it was Chris Long, I think. We've quoted Chris Long a lot on this podcast, where he says you're never more sore than after your first game.
Yes.
I believe that.
Defenses are very sore entering week 2.
And secondly, can we say this is the rare occurrence of best shape of your life 7 weeks into an NFL season?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because those guys, they haven't hit anybody. They haven't done that. They've had these practices and all to get themselves ready. And let's be honest, they're needed out there.
Oh, yeah.
This team needs help at the pass rush position, wherever they put Hoecht, and they certainly need help at D tackle with Daquan out, and we'll see how the rest of it goes. So, and they're in positions that are pretty easy to rotate, give them snaps. So, and
that is the one really good thing.
But Sean even said it's weird to try and assimilate and blend these guys in. Now, again, because you can see it as one side of, hey, you're now 6 weeks into the season. You now know what works, what you have, what you don't have, and now you're bringing in these pieces and, okay, can you fit them in where you need them to be? But Sean got a laugh this morning and said, usually it's one guy.
Yeah.
Now I gotta insert 2 guys in from the suspension. So there's 2 sides. 2 things can be true at the same time, where you're happy you're being able to bring an influx of talent in depth. Mm-hmm. It's also now trying to see how all of these pieces fit together.
Yeah.
We were worried about, maybe worried's the wrong word, curious about how it would play out after the suspensions. But with Daquan going down with an injury, you need a D tackle in there. So, we'll see how it plays out roster-wise. And Landon Jackson had a uniform the last game. I don't think he's been impactful yet. I know he's a rookie. The last 2, and he hasn't been. So I do believe they feel like we'll see. He said, what did Sean say? I'm hopeful, or we'll see about them playing.
We'll see. And when asked the possibility of Hoecht and Ogunjobi play on Sunday, Sean McDermott said, we'll see.
Well, the official.
We're going to take it one day at a time.
I think I would say the official policy of Buffalo Plus is those 2 guys are going to play.
Yeah, I would
That's
agree
not
with that.
official, but that's our official.
Sean had some jokes today, too. He rested, refreshed after the bye. And, Mike, I do think it was your question, right?
Yeah.
It was your question asking about him and the bye week. Why don't you set up what he said?
Well, he ended up asking.
Oh, you know what? It wasn't your
It wasn't my question. I had asked him about turnovers.
Yes.
And that was also an interesting answer. He focused on a couple of things, including holding penalties, which have really hurt this team.
Penalties.
30 penalties over the
turnovers.
last 3 games. When he was asked about the bye week and coming back, he was like, yeah.
The question was, do you know more about your team after the 2 weeks off, after the game in Atlanta. And he goes, I would hope so. And then he kind of checked himself to be like, I wasn't trying to be sarcastic. Like, yeah, this has been time that we've had to self-scout is what is the big thing they talk about during the bye. And then he kind of added into it. He goes, well, here, we'll let Sean tell you what the bye week was like for him.
Had some time off last weekend, and my wife, I was kind of itching a little bit and fidgeting, and my wife's like, hey, you need to go in? I'm like, yeah, I need to go in. and she knows. I mean, she used to be a teacher, so she's like, when my classroom wasn't set, you feel that kind of uneasy feeling. Sure, you guys feel the same way. When you don't feel great about things with great clarity, total clarity, I need to go in there and watch some film and just be by myself and just with my thoughts, So it's powerful, right? And you come out of it with better clarity on where we're at and where we need to go.
He's a fashion guy. He's telling jokes. He's got a lot going on, that McDermott.
Look at Sean.
Clarity. He said there's more clarity after his wife kicked him out of the house
and said
to go
back to work.
That is really funny, though, because I feel like a lot of people, that's a universal experience of being like, yes.
Go. She could just tell that I'm anxious. She's like, do you need to go into work? It's like, no, I only have to cut 6 games. I'll be fine. I can make it work. I'll be here. She's like, go.
By the way, that clarity is not always a positive.
Well, not only that, he was asked about the identity of the team. He said it's still something they're trying to work on. That didn't seem great.
This was brought up, and we haven't talked about this off camera yet, but it was asked about from Jay Skursky of the Buffalo News. Like, last year's team felt like it was very connected, very close, very like almost in a way that it was more intense than even seasons before in Buffalo. And he asked Josh to assess like where that connection is this year for the team. And Josh, said everything you're supposed to say. We love each other, all that stuff. But I am curious, does this team feel a bit more disconnected to you? Because I think last year was an extremely close group. I think you cannot deny that.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of the vibe after Diggs was gone.
Yeah,
it was
kind
of like we all we need. And maybe in comparison it does just feel a little different.
Yeah, I don't know, disconnected, but maybe not as connected.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't say disconnected either.
Right.
Because
disconnected
that means that
sounds negative.
Yes, that means that there's
you two are interrupting each other. Just keep talking.
I'm trying to translate fates over here.
I gotcha. Yeah,
I think it comes with success, too.
Winning helps.
And the games have been a slog. Winning and losing, they have just been that way. They haven't had a lot of fun on the foot outside of the fourth quarter against Baltimore.
Yes, but even that was
crazy.
That was
a lot of fun after the game.
Well, it was interesting you bring that up because Josh was talking about, just playing the game, having fun with it, and how winning is just more fun. And his grandma, he said, called him after the Atlanta game and said, I want to see you smile more, which I am a sucker for grandparents, but she was saying how, she wants to see Josh have the fun that he's had in the past. And Josh is like, yeah, winning is more fun. So
fun is in the winning.
It is. Yeah. And also,
that's fair.
His grandmother.
Do you know the job your love your job? Do you know that I'm talking about?
Nope.
Okay.
Somebody there knows.
Somebody knows exactly what I'm talking about.
What I was going to say is other people noticed and would say to all of us, Josh looks off. Josh looks a little despondent. He didn't. He didn't look great. But I also thought he didn't look great in Houston last year. He didn't look great in Baltimore when he got crushed on that play. It does, but you really see it. And, he's on all the time, both in the game and in the commercials. So we see him smiling in the commercials and not smiling in the game. So It's been rough. So Grandma knows.
Grandma knows best. We trust grandmas.
What's he refer to as Grandma? You said it just a minute
ago.
No,
he doesn't actually call his Grandma Gam Gam. I just said that.
I thought he said it. I wasn't there in the interview.
Grandma's name is Marion.
Does he call her Marion?
I don't know. I actually met her. She's very sweet.
Oh, see? Yeah. There you go.
Live podcast tomorrow?
Nope.
Yes.
7
o'clock.
Live. I thought we were doing like the live.
No, live in the Connors and Ferris podcast studio Thursday night at 7 o'clock. It's going to be a lot of back and forth with you guys.
It's going to be a therapy session.
Yes, we're going to let you talk.
Got the couch.
And you can interrupt us anywhere you want.
I'm saving all of my
hottest of takes.
And then I let out a couple on the drive up here.
And then a week from Thursday, we will be at the distillery in Rochester on Mount Hope Avenue.
Yep.
Then we have another one the week after that at the Pittsford Pub. So we're going to be busy with that. But this one, just in the Connors and Ferris podcast studio.
Yeah, we're going to have fun with it. Be sure to join us Anything else, gentlemen?
Nope.
Okay. All right.
I don't think so.
For Mike Catalana and Dan Fates, I am Jenna Cottrell. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. We'll catch you next time here on the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel.